Good morning. Forgive my voice, but my name is Casey Dobbs. I'm here presenting with DeAndre Lewis on behalf of our teammates Kaylee Anderson, Raj Colum-Begay, and Caleb Kite. We want to start by saying thank you to Ellen Stalcup, Ellie Spencer, Brenna Muller, and Dr. Hall, all for having us here to talk to you about the Friday Night Drags event at Texas Motor Speedway. So here's just an agenda of what we'll be discussing today, just a brief overview of what the Friday Night Drags event actually is, some insights into our analyses of the company as a whole, some financial projections, and key takeaways. So starting with an overview of the Friday Night Drags event, it takes place over 6 weeks every summer on Friday nights. From 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. is when the gates actually open, and people can come in and pay either $7 just to be an attendant or just to watch, be a spectator of the sport, or you can also register your vehicle to race, participate in a show and shine event, or you can also just sign up your vehicle to participate in the parade lap that takes place about 8 o'clock. So at 8 o'clock, like I said, the parade laps begin, and essentially all they'll do at that time is anybody who's already registered to participate in the drags or the show and shine event can sign up and basically take a joyride for a lap around the track under the lights at TMS. So at approximately 9 p.m. when the sun is down and the lights come on, they sing the national anthem and do a group prayer, and then the races begin at approximately 9:15 and last until they're over, which is usually around midnight.
So for our SWOT analysis, we wanted to take a look at the TMS as a whole. Some of its strengths are that it provides the optimal family-friendly experience. It's a great place to bring your kids, bring wife, friends, or whatever, and the type of experience they have is unique. For the racing, especially with the drags, it's not an experience that you can just go anywhere to see unless you want to drive extremely far. And it's extremely affordable. Tickets are just $7 to attend the Friday night event. Even the other races are quite affordable for a ticket. Parking is free, and you're allowed to bring a cooler in as long as there's no glass in there, and it meets the regulations and the guidelines for that. Some of the weaknesses. For a long time, TMS has focused all its advertising and promotions to a certain, the older generation, and they have been great fans, they attend all the events, but they're starting to age and they're not producing the same revenue that they used to. Because of this, there is a lack of awareness in the new market that TMS is trying to tap into, which is Generation Y. And a lot of people don't know about TMS and what they have to offer. There's also an identity crisis with the Wild Asphalt Circle. It's not really established what it is and how it contributes to TMS as a whole. So that's something that needs to be addressed as well. And with the lack of awareness, that also leaves an opportunity because there's many people out there that could actually love TMS and the events that they offer if they just knew about the product and knew about all the things that came with it. And this is an opportunity because if we're able to increase awareness and inform these people of what's going on, they might become reoccurring customers and spread word through word of mouth. And there's also a strong growing Hispanic population with increasing purchasing power. And if TMS can find a way to successfully tap into the Hispanic market and get them to come out to the events, this can be very popular for the company. Also, Big Hoss is the new HD television that TMS is planning to put in at the track. It's going to be the world's largest HD camera. So people might come just to see the camera, just to see what it's like, and get the full TMS experience and be like, hey, this is something I've been missing out on. This is something I want to attend more often. Some of the threats, as we mentioned earlier, TMS has kind of failed to really market towards our Generation Y. Because of this, a lot of people are kind of set in their preferences already. They don't really care to know more about racing. They don't even want to know about TMS and hear what they have to say. And this is not to say that these customers will be impossible to get to. It's just going to be a lot harder. Other sports, for TMS as a whole, they have to compete with the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Mavericks, the Texas Rangers, and around the time of our event, actually, the NCAA tournament is going to be held at Cowboy Stadium. And just alternative events as well, other forms of entertainment such as restaurant, bars, movies, pretty much anything you can do on a Friday night. So we conducted a survey to try to perform an analysis on the target market. We were working with families with young children, and we found out that on average on a summer Friday night, a customer will spend about $75 on average. And this is a great point right here because, as we said, Friday Night Jazz is extremely affordable. Tickets are $7, and you can bring your own pool and parking is free. So if someone's able to get the experience and the fun that they want out of the event for a lot less cheaper, this is something that's very attractive. When conducting our survey, we found out that the three most popular entertainment activities were going to restaurants, movies, and bowling. These events, as I said, are not very unique. You can do this pretty much any time of the week. And whereas an event like Friday Night Drag is something that can only be experienced six times in a whole year. So the three most important factors when choosing activities, according to the customers that filled out our survey, were fun, affordability, and excitement. As we said, TMS, this is what TMS is built on right here. So if we're just able to convey that message that this is what TMS is about, this is the type of experience you can get at Friday Night Drags, then we will successfully be able to recruit. And throughout our survey, 88% of our respondents said they have little to no information at all about TMS. And this is where the real problem is. As we said, there's a strong lack of awareness. And if we're able to kind of bridge this gap and really inform people about Friday Night Drags and TMS as a whole, then we'll be able to fill in more seats and increase revenue.
So we wanted to take a look at our customer segment by market segmentation. So first of all, we wanted to look at the demographic that Texas Motor Speedway kind of put into place as the target for us, and that was Generation Y. So for ages 18 to 30 in the U.S., there's approximately 30 million. But narrowing it down even further, we decided to go from the geographic perspective. In speaking to Ellen from Texas Motor Speedway, their main concern for Friday Night Drags was that they were only getting customers within a 15-mile radius of the track, and they wanted to expand that. So we decided to look within an hour's driving distance. And so based on some different surveys of maps and populations, we were able to determine there's approximately 270,000 people within an hour's driving distance of Texas Motor Speedway. Even further than that, we wanted to go ahead and take a look at it from a family life cycle perspective. The reason we decided to target young families within this Generation Y demographic specifically is because the major concern that Texas Motor Speedway had with the Friday Night Drags events, they don't want to add a ton of racers, they just want to add more spectators. The reason for that being is their races go on until all of the racers have finished, and if they add, a large number of racers to the track, then that just drags the event out way past midnight, and that just causes issues for everyone. So we felt like targeting the young family demographic would be more likely to bring in the spectators as opposed to people who are there just to go to this. So based on census data, we found out that approximately 14.9% of households in the United States had children under the age of 12 in them, and based on the 1 million households within Parker, Wise, Denton, and Tarrant County, that 14.9% of those million homes is approximately 15,000. So that's where we're targeting our marketing campaign. So marketing mix, as you know, is price, place, product, and promotion. And specifically for Texas Motor Speedway and Friday Night Drags, we love the pricing strategy they have. We think $7 a ticket for an attendee is a really great price to pay. We also think that $20 to participate in the drag races themselves or the show and shine competition is also incredibly affordable. And obviously there's not a whole lot we can do about the place in and of itself. So for our presentation, we're mainly going to focus on the product and promotion sides. So the first thing that we want to do is to maintain the integrity of the event in and of itself, but we want to add a more kid-friendly aspect to the Friday Night Drags event. So during that 6 to 9 p.m. registration, show and shine kind of setup, we also want to have a racing event for the children, and that would be a Pinewood Derby style racing event. So kids would be able to build their own cars at home with their families and then bring them to the track and compete there. So Friday Night Drags in and of itself, the competitors race on a point system that accumulates over the 6 weeks of the event, leading to a final points leader in each of the 5 categories at the end of the 6 weeks. We would like the same thing to be implemented for children. That way, not only do they want to come once to compete in the races, they want to come back multiple times, because the more they come, the more likely they are to win the prize at the end. Also, we feel like if we kind of give the racing bug to kids when they're at this age, we feel like they're more likely to develop into NASCAR fans in the future. We also feel like it would be a really good idea for the grand prize package for the winners of each of the categories to be things like tickets to other Texas Motor Speedway events, such as the fall event or the spring race or even IndyCar. So Deandra is now going to tell you a little bit about the social media aspect of our promotion campaign.
So as we said, one of the largest problems for our event and TMS as a whole is the lack of awareness. We believe social media will help make people aware of the experience that we have to offer, and let them know about events going on. Right now, there's not a Twitter account for the Friday Night Drags, and we believe there should be one, because say someone might have heard anything about Friday Night Drags and they want to go get information on it. In today's social media age, people often go to social media to try to get as much information as possible. So we believe a Twitter account such as this one can just inform people on the type of events we're going on here. The Twitter account is talking about the Derby race, just kind of building that excitement. If any kids are interested, maybe, kind of challenging them. If you think you can win, show us what you got, basically. We can also use social media to inform and incentivize customers. We believe, another example of a tweet might be, tweet us a picture of you and your family at Friday Night Drags and win a coupon for free chips and drink at the next event. So this is also a great way to spread awareness through word of mouth. For example, if someone were to tweet a picture of them, one of their followers or friends might see them and be like, hey, this looks fun, maybe we should check this out. So this is a great way to build awareness as well. Here's an example of a Friday Night Drags Facebook page from Atlanta Motor Speedway. We believe Texas Motor Speedway should implement a Facebook page as well. Right now, there is not a current Facebook page specifically for the Friday Night Drags event. And here, you see they have about almost 4,500 likes. And here, customers leave comments, just saying what they like about the event, what they didn't like. It's basically just a place for, in this case, Atlanta Motor Speedways and their customers to have a full communication and for them to receive feedback. So we believe something like this would be extremely beneficial to TMS and just allow them to innovate ways to, increase that customer experience and find ways to make the event even better. This is a screenshot of the Friday Night Drags webpage. While the page is very informative, the page seems to be more directed towards racers that might be looking to get into the event. There's really not enough information for people who might be looking to attend the event. It's kind of bare minimum the page, and we believe that the page should be just as exciting as Friday Night Drags is. It should, reflect that excitement. We want to see, there is a gallery on here, but we want to see some of the pictures of, some of the better cars that come through, some of the most recent one that's actually on the page. So when they come to the page, they're kind of getting that experience already. We also think that there should be videos on there, and we think that'll also, increase the excitement. We want somebody, if they to view this page on Monday, to be thinking all week, man, I can't wait till Friday. I can't wait to get to this event. And 600-minute reading program. This is kind of the main point of our promotion. We think this will be the most beneficial as well and profitable. This is something that is not only going to help TMS, but will also help the community as a whole. We want TMS to partner with local school districts in the 600 reading program. And what's going to happen is the children at the schools will have to complete a milestone of reading for 600 minutes. Upon reaching that milestone, they'll receive a free ticket to a Friday Night Drags event and a derby kit to build a derby that they'll hopefully go racing in. And they'll also be able to take home an informational pamphlet for their parents. Basically just talking about Friday Night Drags and all there is to offer. We think this will be a great promotion by him because not only it makes all parties involved happy. TMS is going to be able to bring more people in. The children, they get that that racing blood, and they go home to show with their parents, and it's something for the family to do. So we expect children to go home, get excited, bring their kid to their parents, want to build it, and tell their family, hey, I got this free ticket, let's go. This way, the mom and the dad, any other siblings come, and they're going to buy concessions, and this will get more people to show up at the events.
Okay, so we did a couple of financial projections and came up with a few different break-even analyses for the Friday Night Drags event. So using $10,000 as our marketing budget as our fixed cost, we decided to go ahead and look at our a break-even analysis. This is just for general admission ticket sales only, so this is for the $7 admissions ticket. So using an assumed 30% cost of goods sold, which we feel like is a pretty conservative number for a service, the break-even point is approximately 2,000 tickets being sold, which breaks down over the course of the 6-week event to being about 340 spectators per week added on. As it stands now, Texas Motor Speedway and Friday Night Drags get about 4,000 per week. And so our goal and what we feel like is possible with this marketing plan is to increase that to 15%, which is about 4,600 per week. So we would more than meet this break-even point by halfway through the Friday Night Drags events. the same break-even analysis, but using show and shine or racing competitor ticket sales only, which is the $20 break-even, the $20 ticket price. So the break-even point is lower at $714, but like we said at the beginning of the presentation, we don't want to mainly focus on bringing in people as racers and competitors because we don't want the event to drag all night long. So lastly, we have a few financial projections and sales forecast numbers. At the top, you can see what we've estimated to be their general revenues from the event. So ticket sales at $7 a piece for approximately 4,000 people, added on to some assumptions about their merchandise and concession sales. We estimate their total revenue per week to be approximately $57,000 as it stands. But with our goal of increasing attendance by 15%, we believe the number can come up to $65,250, which is an $8,250 increase per week, which totals about $50,000 for the entire Friday night drag event. So a few key takeaways, some obstacles that we see for Friday night drags. First and foremost, like we've been emphasizing throughout the presentation, is the awareness is key. So basically, as we said before, 88% of people who responded to our survey had no idea about the Friday night drags at all, or they knew very, very little about it. So we feel like if we were able to just get the word out there, let people know what the event is actually about, it sounds like a whole lot more fun than anything I ever anticipated when we got the project at the beginning. So we also feel like another key obstacle for Friday night drags is attracting people beyond the 15-mile radius. So we feel like implementing the reading program for local school districts would be a good way to get started on extending their radius outside of that general track area. We also want to increase interest from Generation Y. So we feel like implementing a social media campaign is definitely going to be the strongest way to do that. And we feel like we can take the lead from other tracks like Atlanta Motor Speedway and see what they're doing and see what works and implement that for Texas Motor Speedway as well. So some solutions that we suggested are increasing the social media presence, modifying the product of the Friday night drags just slightly by adding in the children's friendly Pinewood Derby race to the pre-racing events, increasing school involvement, and also hiring social media